Through our journey and through the documentary of Mallory's Army, what I really wanted to do was continue this voice and continue to showcase other people's stories. Because I think that one of the biggest obstacles that we have is that people feel sorry for you for a few months. You know, they feel sorry, but then they expect you to move on, and what they don't understand is that you never move on. So I wanted to use my life to showcase other people's stories and the things that happen to them, but also what they're doing. They're taking on challenges that I didn't know needed to be taken on, and now that I'm living it, I go, oh, now I can get it. She was my daughter. Now is my daughter.
I'm Bianca, and I was best friends with Mallory Grossman.
I'm Teresa Tully, and I'm Nana.
Carolyn, and I knew her from gymnastics.
My name is Melissa Jones. I am a coach at North Stars Gymnastics, and I was one of Mallory's main coaches here on the team.
I'm Kati. I'm Bianca's mom, Mallory's best friend's mom.
Madeline McClure. I love the family so much. Ties I have to her are my involvement with Mallory's Army.
My name is Christian Campitello. I coached her as a compulsory. I was with her almost every day.
My name is Edward Tully. I'm Mallory's grandfather.
I'm Kyle Borgna. Her family has become like a second family of mine.
Angela Piazza.
Jamie Piazza. We're the aunt and uncle.
I'm Carlee Grossman, and I was her sister.
I'm Braden Grenade, and I'm Mallory's cousin.
Hi, my name's Seth Grossman. I'm Mallory's dad.
We are at Rip Van Winkle Campground. We've been coming here for about 8 years now. We call it our happy place.
And this place has really just been an escape from everything, work, school, reality in general.
I was never a big camper. Of course, my wife changed and flipped me on that side of it. It's about being together. It's like stepping back in time 50 years, very slow pace.
This is Memorial Day weekend. The significance about this weekend is the fact that this was the last weekend that Mallory was here. She spent a day just like today where it's hot and humid, but she sat up at the camp store selling bracelets.
When they would go camping upstate, and she was making bracelets, for Camp Good Days.
Which Camp Good Days is a camp for kids with cancer.
She had a container of like string and hooks and stuff. We were making bracelets. We put them in a mason jar, and she wrote a paragraph of what the bracelets were about and like who made them, so she wrote our names on it.
She was very humanitarian and very philanthropic little girl. She just sat at that store dedicated to selling the bracelets.
Very self-motivated. That kind heart obviously lent itself well to doing charity work and helping others.
She's just that child that would give the shirt off her back if she could. She didn't care. She just wanted to make sure everybody else was okay.
Carefree, but she cared. She was a girl next door, if you will. She loved everybody, and she loved nature.
There isn't a rock in this campground that I don't believe that Mallory didn't touch, or a tree that she didn't climb. And I think that it was more than just being outside. I think that Mallory appreciated Earth, and she appreciated the gift that the Earth is for us.
It's a little hard, but bringing my friends and having everyone that she was close to up with me is much better than doing it alone.
I hope she sees us by her space. And I just hope that she knows that we're there and that we understand the significance of how important those spaces are to her.
Being here without Mal, it's tough. This was her place. I think a lot of the reason we came up here initially was because of the kids. As adults, we probably could have found something else we would have enjoyed, but after being here as many years as we have, we love it here. It's definitely bittersweet. As much as we love coming up here, it's hard without her. I mean, her bicycle's here, everything we did together, the swimming, it's just a big part of it's missing. She loved everything, mostly not having to deal with her parents. We basically come up on a Friday night, not see her till Sunday morning.
She loved this place. She always told me it was like her home away from home, and how she just enjoyed coming here.
She would spend times taking selfies outside.
We still like coming here, the serenity behind it and the peacefulness. A big piece is missing.
She would talk about wanting to go visit the horizon. To her, the horizon was a place that you could go to, spending time by that mountain and down by that little duck pond, and that was her way of being at her version of the horizon.
She loved biking, playing games, walking down by the creek. We would bike just kind of around, kind of check out all the other campers. We tried to make a little bit of friends, have other people outside of who we knew at school and home.
We'd hate to bring both bikes around, so she'd bring her bike and she'd make me sit on the back of her bike because we'd both squeeze onto one seat.
Basically just being on her bike and the freedom she had. She loved that.
Her favorite thing was just being outside.
She loved swimming, down in the swimming hole. She liked going to the arcade, playing games with her friends, endless amount of ice cream, going on golf cart rides around the campgrounds, just going to nowhere, but.
Probably coming here and going to the bounce house every day.
We'd go camping and we'd go in the pool and I'd sit on her shoulders and we'd like make up routines to like stunts and stuff.
They were inseparable, those two. If they could have sleepovers every night of the week, they would. I remember saying to them, it was like the third night of sleepovers during the summer, the first summer they became friends. I'm like, aren't you two sick of each other yet? And they were like, we're never gonna get sick of each other.
At like each other's houses, we'd like stay up till 1, 2 in the morning and watch movies and stuff.
Here at the gym, Mallory was always on time. She was a very diligent kid. She had beautiful form. She had probably the best handstand hold on beam I've ever seen. She was a happy kid. She was silly with her friends, but when she was practicing, she was very focused.
We're like really, really goofy. We'd always have fun.
They were kind of like two peas in a pod. You know, I mean, they were about the same height as it was. The difference was Bianca's hair was curly and Mallory's hair was a little straighter. But other than that, they were just happy-go-lucky, goofy all the time.
Let her drive my boat and let her sit in my lap and just wind blowing, just run as fast as you want to, girl, just go ahead. And she'd open it up and wide open we'd go and just breeze blowing the wind, just go girl, go, just.
She was just fun. I think the one thing that just replays often is her laugh. She laughed at everything. You could just say anything, and if it was silly, if it was stupid, it was just funny to her. You just hear that giggle in the background. So there was never a time where you just didn't enjoy just being in her presence.
Well, we were at the lake house one time, and there was lines going from a dock to our lake house, and we took the lines and made fishing poles with them out of sticks and stuff and tried to fish. And we would have basketball tournaments with me, my cousin Carlee, and Mallory against my stepdad and Uncle Seth. And we would always win, of course.
So after Mallory died, all of a sudden, out of the blue, we started getting all of these painted rocks, messages of hope, messages of triumph, messages of you can get through this time. But strangely enough, no one realized that Mallory's pastime was painting rocks. The rocks became a significant in the sense of it was a way that they were sort of giving Mallory back to us after everything happened.
Nothing too symbolic about the rocks, but I think it's simple, just kind of a gesture saying, hey, we're here with you. We kind of know that you're struggling at this time, but it's something to say, hey, we're thinking about you.
It's hard to look at them. It's a constant reminder, but it's also nice that they'll remember her. I think the whole point of our mission is so she's never forgotten. It's more about her life than her death. So we see the rocks. It means she's touched a lot of people. For people, strangers, people we don't know, to go out of their way and make these elaborate art drawings on nature. It speaks volumes about the people up here and people in general who really supported us and remember Mallory the way she was.
An acquaintance, somebody that I didn't even have a relationship with, somebody that you just throw the hand up and you nod and you smile, heard that Mallory had died and realized that something had happened. So her way to just let the campground know, hey, this is a big deal, she made these beautiful blue ribbons.
We see the blue ribbons all the time. There are a lot of people we don't even know who have them on their campsites. There's a blue ribbon when you enter the campgrounds. It brings a smile to our face.
Lined every campsite with these beautiful blue ribbons that says, you can't always stop a bully, but you can be friends with somebody that's being bullied. Sending a message that we understand that we can't solve bullying as a problem, but we can stand up and be friends with somebody who might be struggling to make friends.
The outpouring of support from the community has been tremendous. Definitely mitigated some of the sorrow behind it. The fact that they recognized the importance of the entire mission we're on, what Mallory meant to them, makes you have a different viewpoint of humanity. There's some really nice people who do some great things for us, and I'll always remember Mallory that way. So.
You don't have to be our friend to be touched by our story. It's not about just memorializing someone, it's about continuing to send the message that we are an army of people that are like-minded, that not only loved Mallory, but loved the fact that she stood for something greater than all of us.
It feels good that they recognized the good she did here and how much she was well-liked to put something in her memory, which is really nice.
Gosh, one word that describes Mallory, that's a tough one.
Loving, definitely loving.
Definitely a free spirit. I have actually a lot of words I could use to describe her, but she's very, very compassionate, kind.
Genuine.
Courageous.
I mean, the world misses out on a kid who really did want to make a difference and really cared about people. And like, having 3 kids, I feel like we're always trying to teach them empathy and compassion, and you know, kids do stupid things and say stupid things, but Mallory just kind of got it.
Very generous, is a really kind heart. She always had a nice thing to say about all the other kids. Everybody loved her. I mean, she was a lot of fun to be around, but the group of kids that she was with, she was very close with all of them.
Definitely an old soul. Someone you would just want to listen and hear an answer to a question you'd throw at her, and the answers would blow you away every time. Like, how would she know how to say certain things or think certain things or understand certain things?
She was a hard worker. She was shy.
She was such a delightful child, just always happy with a big smile on her face and just willing to always try things, have fun. That's how I remember her.
Mallory loved people.
Beat to her own drum. Definitely a unique character.
There's a piece of me that thinks that she would want us to not be sad, but I think she would understand why we're so sad. I think that Mallory would want us to understand that there are other children just like her, that there are children that just want to sit at the lunch table, that there are children that they want you to like them just because you can. You know, to like someone is a choice, and I think that Mallory would want us to let other people know that this type of pain and this type of suffering, it really is a simple fix. It really is a simple solution. I think that Mallory would want children to know that you don't have to be their best friend, but you can be kind to someone.
I think just happiness, continuing what she wanted, which was raising money for kids with cancer, making sure that nobody felt the way that she did. I think that would probably be the best thing to describe what she would want for us.
I think she'd want us to continue on our mission to stop bullying and cyberbullying. Obviously, we promote kindness, and I think that's a huge part of it. I think she'd be super proud of the work we've done in a short while, in less than a year's time. She always told my wife that she would move mountains. Sometimes she feels that Mallory's guiding her to a certain degree. So I think she'd be very proud of us.
I think that she would want them to just continue being accepting of everyone and loving everyone and sticking up for people, just so they can enjoy their lives and not be afraid to be who they want to be.
I think she would tell her family that she loves them so much and that she is always with them through everything, and she's so happy that all the things that they're doing with this anti-bullying campaign and working so hard to make sure that she's remembered, and everything that she worked for while she was alive is still continuing on today.
She'd probably just say how she misses this place and having fun with everyone.
I think she'd probably say, keep at it with Mallory's Army. I'm sure she's proud over the sadness. She probably just wants us to be more happy.
I think she would just be overwhelmed with what has been accomplished for her, and she would be so proud of her mom for not just sitting still and doing nothing, that she is still the family in itself. Her mom, dad, us, we're fighting for her for what happened. And I just think she is looking down on us, just saying, you know, I love y'all. I thank you for helping me then, and thank you for helping me now. You're showing me your love that needs to shine through kindness throughout this world.
What would she think? I mean, these ladies have done. We'd just be so proud of them. Didn't wallow in sorrow and just, no, let's go save another child. We lost ours, but let's don't let them lose theirs. Just be so proud of her.
She would be impressed because we all loved her, and all the blew out bullying bracelets and everything really stood out, and I think she would be thankful for it.
I think for her to look down on us and see what all we've done, it's just exactly how she would do it and exactly what she would want, just to a T.
It was pretty cool to see everybody just kind of come together over this one tragedy.
That I miss her a lot.
She was an awesome kid, and she's very much missed.
Right now, all I really want to do is just hug her again. I just want to tell her that I love her.
Really, I just wish she was still here so we could play and have fun.
It was so amazing. I mean, I don't know where I'd be without her, what I'd do. She made me who I am, and like, she's a part of me.
See, the trees die every single winter, but then when we come back here, the green comes back and the trees start to blossom and the birds start to play. So for me, this is a little bit of hope. It's a little bit of like, you can do this, you can overcome, you can really do something with your life. And just because something bad happens and just because something looks like it's gone doesn't mean that it can't be rebirthed.
I just miss her so much that I feel like if she was here, I'd be so much happier, but I know that everything happens for a reason. I believe that this happened because bullying needs to stop. I believe that I'll see her again.
Well, I think Mallory's gonna leave her mark on this world one way or the other. You know, she's definitely leaves more of a mark than most people that live 100 years.